right, we are live. Hey everybody, it's Meg. Meg here. I'm just gonna wait a minute or two before we get started. Just make sure I did this right because I have yet to do this right. But looks good. And it's 5 o'clock, so we'll get rolling. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining. And again, my name's Meg. And this will be about a 60-minute vinyasa class. As always, whatever I say is a suggestion, so feel free to move your body in any way that feels good. If you want to up level or down level or do a completely different pose, it's totally fine. Nobody can see you. So with that, I guess prop wise, if you have yoga blocks, that's great to have. I would recommend to grab those. If not, you can always grab like a little pillow, or even just roll up a blanket. Just something might come in handy a little later on. So just something to prop your hips up on, or just use as kind of a cushion or a pillow later. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll start today in a wide leg child's pose. So coming into all fours, tabletop position, just let your hips start to sink back down to your heels, and your arms will reach out long in front of you, making sure your knees are wide so your belly can fall in between your thighs. Gently pressing the palms of your hands into the earth, and just release your forehead onto your mat. Just starting here with some nice full deep breaths. Bringing your awareness into your body. Feeling the way that your breath moves through your body. So maybe noticing how your back or your belly expands with each inhale. And maybe there's a softening or a deepening with the exhale. It might feel good to roll your forehead from side to side, gently rocking in your hips, or just staying in stillness. But wherever you are, keeping your focus and your attention on your breath. And staying in child's pose, come up just a little bit and thread your right arm under your left. Your palm will be facing up, and then just release back down, releasing your forehead to the mat, gently pressing your arm against the earth, your right arm against the earth. And just noticing how that might change the way the breath moves in the body. And with an inhale, pick yourself back up. Let your right hand lay long, and then thread your left arm under your right. Palm facing up, gently pressing your left arm against the earth. Let your forehead release onto the mat. Continuing with your slow, deep breaths. And start to gently press yourself back up, letting your left hand lay long beside your right, and then just coming back to a wide leg child's pose. Take one full cycle of breath here. Maybe open your mouth as you sigh and release. And And then slowly walk your hands up. So coming back to sit on your heels. Your knees are still spread wide. Finding a few rounds of breath to movement. As you inhale, reach your arms wide and high. Let your palms meet overhead. And as you exhale, draw your hands to heart center. And a few times like that. So as you inhale, expanding and reaching up. And exhale, draw everything in and ground down. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale, get big, expand, reach up. And exhale, draw everything in. Keeping your palms in front of your heart. Just closing your eyes here for a moment or softening your gaze. Taking this time to bring yourself even deeper into your practice. Taking a minute to honor the time that you'll spend with yourself on your mat. Maybe setting an intention, or even offering your practice to someone or something. And slowly blink your eyes open if you've had them closed. And just walk your hands forward, coming into a tabletop position. Finding a few rounds of cat-cow here. So as you inhale, let the belly drop and your gaze lifts. And then exhale, press the floor away, round your spine, and draw your chin towards your chest. Two more like that. Inhale as your belly drops, gaze lifts, pull your heart through. And exhale as you draw and curl everything in, tuck your chin and your tailbone. One more. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, curl in for cat. Coming to a neutral spine, keep your left hand where it is, your palm pressed against the earth, and walk your right hand to the top left corner of your mat. And you can come onto your fingertips or press into your palm. One might feel better than the other. But as you inhale, press your right hand into the earth, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, just bend your left elbow, let your heart and belly lower to the earth. Maybe even release your forehead to rest on the ground or your palm. So you're pressing your right hand into the earth, lengthening through your fingertips and drawing your right hip back. Breathing length into your right side body. And then start to press yourself up with an inhale, coming back into tabletop position. This time keeping your right palm planted. Walk your left hand up to the right corner of your mat. Maybe even a little bit more over to the right. You can kind of play around with what feels good and what gives you the best sensation. So press into your palm or fingertips, lengthen your spine with the inhale. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow, lower your chest, your belly, your forehead onto the mat. It's kind of like a side puppy stretch. Breathing deep here, lengthening from your left fingertips to your left hip. And with an inhale, press yourself back up, coming into tabletop position. Finding a few more rounds of cat-cow. So with the inhale, let the belly drop, gaze lifts. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. And continuing like this, and any other movements that you want to take to start to open up your body, maybe finding some circles with your hips over your wrists. Or maybe just going super slow in cat-cow and pausing, taking an extra breath where something feels good. Starting to really listen to the way that your body wants to move. And then eventually when you feel ready, find stillness. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. And for the first few cycles of breath, finding some movement, whatever way feels good. So maybe bending your knees or pedaling out your feet or even swaying and rocking from side to side. Just continue to breathe. Let your head hang heavy, so no tension in your neck. Eventually settling into stillness in downward facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale together. Breathe in, fill up. And as you exhale, open your mouth, let it go. And slowly start to walk your feet to the top of your mat, taking all the time in the world. There's no rush, feeling each step, feeling each part of your foot. And once you arrive at the top, find an inhale and halfway lift. So you're lengthening from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. And then as you exhale, fold into yourself, drawing your chest towards your thighs. 2 more times like that with your breath. Inhale to lengthen, halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale and fold. Let your neck and head hang heavy. This time we'll stay in a forward fold. So maybe you'd like to widen your feet or maybe find more of a bend in your knee. Also an option to grab opposite elbows, finding ragdoll pose. You like to sway from side to side. Again, everything I say is just a suggestion, so move however you feel is good and necessary. Just continuing to breathe deep and letting your body soften with each breath cycle. If you have a grip with your hands, go ahead and release palms to the earth. And then with an inhale, slowly and mindfully roll yourself all the way up to standing. Once you come up, let your arms come up overhead, palms touch. And exhale, draw hands through heart center and release by your side. We'll find a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A, so Sun Salutations A. So as you inhale, arms go wide and high. Exhale, hinge at your hips, find a forward fold. With your inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank pose. For this first one, we'll stay in plank for the inhale. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, lower your belly all the way to the earth. Untuck your toes. Press into your palms as you inhale, lift your heart, cobra. And exhale, release your forehead to the earth. Inhale, press up through plank or all fours. And as you exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Finding 3 deep, full breaths in downward dog. Let your head hang heavy, shoulders rolling down your back, away from your ears. Finishing your next exhale, think about making your way to the top of the mat with the inhale, step, hop, or walk. Find a halfway lift when you arrive, and exhale, fold in. As you inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up to standing, arms reach overhead, and exhale, release your palms by your side. And I do realize some of my body is cut off, so hopefully you can still see everything. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale as you halfway lift, lengthen crown to tailbone. And exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Stay for the inhale. And this time as you exhale, lower all the way or halfway to chaturanga, your choice. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Broaden through your collarbones. And as you exhale, let your hips pull up and back, downward facing dog. 3 full breaths here. And anytime you feel a sigh or an open mouth exhale coming through, just let it go. And with your bottom of your next exhale, make your way to the top of the mat, however you'd like to get there. Let your inhale halfway lift and lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms come overhead, palms meet. And exhale, release your hands through heart center and by your side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, lift your heart, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms. See if you can ride your exhale all the way down to your belly or halfway, whatever you decide to do. And inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, hips pull up and back, downward facing dog. Settle in for 3 breaths. You can always drop down to your knees if you like and find a child's pose. It's always a great option. If you feel your breath getting hurried or running out of breath, just slow down a little bit. With your next exhale, bottom of the exhale, start to make your way to the top of the mat. With the inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold into yourself. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms reach overhead. And exhale, release your hands by your side. Standing here for just a moment in mountain pose, maybe closing your eyes or leaving your hands at heart center. Just feeling the effects as we start to warm up the body and get the breath moving. Feeling the prana flow through. And releasing your hands, blinking your eyes open if they're closed. Widen your feet and turn your toes out to 10 and 2. And just start to sink into your hips, coming into Malasana, a yogi squat. I always like to kind of just give my hips a little lubrication before I settle in so they know what's coming. So maybe if you'd like to rock side to side or coming straight into Malasana. You can also, if you'd like to place a prop, whatever you have, a blanket, block, pillow, under your seat just for a little extra support here. Your palms will press into each other in front of your heart space. That will allow your collarbones to broaden, shoulders roll down your back away from your ears. And then your elbows are pressing into your knees are pressing into your elbows. So there's a widening of the hips, even though you may not actually be able to see anything opening. So breathing here. And staying in this Malasana, or if you'd like to move a little bit, releasing your right fingertips to the earth. And as you inhale, sweep your left arm up, opening up to the left. Breathing here. If you have a bind, maybe hooking for your bind. And slowly unravel, coming back to center, pressing palms together, taking an inhale here and an exhale. This time release left fingertips to earth as you inhale, sweep right arm up, opening up to the right. Left shoulder draws down your back away from your ear, spiraling open. Yeah, if you took a bind on the other side, maybe taking a bind on this side. Or just simply staying and breathing. Eventually bringing yourself back to center, palms pressed together. Take one more full breath cycle. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Place palms on the earth, press into your feet to straighten your legs and toe heel your feet together. Sorry, not together, hip width. So each foot under your hip, and just find a forward fold, any forward fold you'd like. Just releasing your back, maybe shaking it out, releasing your head, shaking your head yes and your head no. And then when you feel ready, slowly make your way all the way up to standing. And with an inhale, draw your hands wide and overhead, palms will meet. And exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale as you halfway lift, lengthen. And exhale, plant palms, step back to plank. This time we'll just go straight to down dog. So send your hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. And with your next inhale, slowly bring yourself forward to plank pose. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll do that twice more with your breath. Inhale will bring you forward to plank. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Once more, inhale, plank. And exhale, down dog. One more time, inhale to plank. This time as you exhale, slowly lower onto your forearms, coming into a forearm plank. So you're pressing into the balls of your feet, activating your legs, pressing into your forearms, palms spread wide. Slight tuck of the tailbone and protraction of your shoulder blades. So slight dome in the upper back. Breathing here. And then I always like to widen my feet. We're going to go side to side with our heels. So to give yourself just a little bit more room, maybe widen your feet a bit. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, send your heels over to the right. Inhale, bring heels to center. And exhale, heels to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more on each side. And then we'll meet in forearm plank, back and center, just for one more breath cycle. And then slowly release your belly to the earth. Stay on your forearms, untuck your toes. Press your forearms into the earth, finding Sphinx pose. So drawing your chest through your shoulders. Pressing your lower belly into the earth will help create some space in your sacrum. Breathing here. And then when you're ready with your next exhale, lower your belly and lower your chest and forehead to the mat. Place one hand on the earth, the other hand over that hand, and let your forehead rest there. Maybe gently rocking your hips from side to side, releasing your neck. And then bringing your hands under your shoulders, come up through plank or tabletop. Send your hips up and back, finding a downward facing dog. Let's sync up the breath together. Find it. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, release. With your next inhale, sweep your right leg up and back. And exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose and step your right foot between your hands. Staying lifted in your back knee, pressing the ball of your back foot into the earth. As you inhale, arms up, find a crescent lunge. Breathing here. And if you'd like, find just a little bend in your back knee, and that'll help to draw your tailbone down. Your lower belly pulls up and in. There's this integration happening in your lower core. So with this bend in the knee, tuck of the tailbone, see if you can then straighten your back leg and keep your hips and your tailbone exactly as they were. Take one more inhale here, lengthen fingertips to sky, and then grab your left wrist with your right hand as you exhale, bend, side bend to the right. Breathing length into your left side body. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Keeping your left arm lifted, send your right arm back and down. So you're grabbing for your back leg, your left leg, or even your back body. But just something to kind of use as leverage. So as you inhale, you're lengthening your left fingertips up. And with the exhale, slow, mild opening to the right. Lengthening even more through your left side body. Continuing to breathe. And then keeping this twist, slowly bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, finding a crescent lunge twist. You can always drop down onto this back knee, pressing your palms together in front of your heart, opening up towards the right side. Continuing to breathe deep. With your next inhale, unravel, reach your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, plant your palms, straighten through your front leg, half splits. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your chest forward. And exhale, fold with a straight back. Keeping your front toes flexed, maybe rocking your front toes from side to side. Feeling some sensation in the IT band. And then slowly walk your hands forward. Lift off your back knee, plant your palms, and step back to plank pose. Find a vinyasa if you'd like, or just meet in downward facing dog. So vinyasa would be chaturanga, or all the way down belly to earth. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time as you inhale, sweep your left leg up and back. And exhale, draw your knee into your nose, step left foot between your hands. Staying lifted in that back leg. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Breathing here. And again, maybe finding a little bend in that back knee. That'll help draw your tailbone down and lift your lower abdomen. Drawing your lower abdomen up and in. And then keeping that integration, see if you can then straighten your back leg. Continuing to breathe. Again, you can always drop down on your back knee at any time. Take one more inhale here. Lengthen your fingertips towards the sky. And grab right wrist with left hand. Side bend on the exhale over to the left. Breathing deep. Inhale yourself back to center. Reach arms up once more. This time keep your right arm lifted. Left arm comes back and down, grabbing for a spot on your right leg, or maybe even just your back body. Inhale to lengthen right fingertips up. And as you exhale, opening up just a little bit to the left. Deepening into that side body stretch just a little bit more. One more inhale. And as you exhale, keeping this twist, draw right elbow to left knee. Pressing palms together in front of the heart. twisting open to the left. Continuing to breathe. And slowly start to unravel with the inhale. Reach your arms up overhead once more. And then exhale, plant your palms, straighten through your left leg. Send your hips back, find a half split. Flexing through your front toes, maybe rocking your foot from side to side if you did that on the other side. But as you inhale, your spine goes long. Reach your heart forward. And then exhale, fold any amount. Continuing to breathe. And slowly walk yourself forward, plant your palms. Press into the ball of your back foot, so lifting your back knee. And this time we'll just step right foot to meet left, the top of your mat. Inhale for half lift. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, release your hands by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold. This time we'll stay in an active forward fold. So grab for your big toe with your peace fingers. So your pointer and middle finger. Inhale to find a halfway lift, and your knees can be as bent as you need them. And as you exhale, pull your chest in towards your thigh. Let your head release. Elbows, if they bend, they're going to bend out to the side. So breathing here. Crown of your head drawing towards the earth. And even though you're inverted, try to draw your shoulders away from your ears. So notice if your shoulders are scrunched up towards your neck, towards your ears, and just relax them down your back. One more inhale and an exhale. As you inhale, halfway lift, ungrab your fingers. And then exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank pose. Find a vinyasa or not, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Let's sync up the breath in down dog. So deep inhale, fill up, and an exhale, let it go. As you inhale, sweep your right leg up and back. This time bend your knee and open your hip. So right knee draws towards the sky, right heel draws down towards your left glute. Inhale, straighten your legs, square your hips. And then exhale, draw knee towards nose. Step your foot between your hands. Spin your back heel down. This time we'll come up warrior two. So your back heel is parallel, or your back foot is parallel to the outer edge of your mat. Nice bend in your front knee. Arms reaching out right from your shoulders. Breathing. With an inhale, shift your weight forward. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand lands lightly on your back leg. Or even maybe finding a bind, so wrapping your left arm around your waist. Reaching right fingertips up towards the sky. Notice if your front knee has started to lose its bend. Try to stay with the integrity of the bend in your front knee. One more inhale. And exhale, come back to warrior two. Lean your weight forward. And this time draw right forearm on top of right thigh. As you inhale, left arm can come straight up towards the sky. Or maybe you like to send it even further, left bicep along left ear. Your left palm will face the earth, drawing the pinky edge side of your hand towards the earth. Gaze looks up towards the sky. Breathing here. And with the inhale, use your left hand and core to draw yourself back up. Warrior two. One full breath here. And then start to straighten through that front leg. Send your hips back. Reach your right arm forward. When you can reach no more, let your right arm land somewhere, whether it's on the earth or a block or even on your shin. It'll press into whatever it's landed on, twisting your heart open towards the sky. Left arm reaches up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Shifting your gaze wherever's comfortable on your neck. Sometimes it's not super comfortable to look all the way up towards the sky. So looking straight is totally fine if that feels the best. With your next inhale, let your core and your left arm bring yourself back up. Turn your right toes to face the wide edge of your mat so your feet are parallel. Find an inhale here, lengthen up, reach arms overhead. And then exhale as you hinge at your hips with a flat spine. Lead with your heart, forward fold. Planting your hands on the earth, draw the crown of your head towards the earth. Keeping strong legs, so try not to lock out in your knees. Your feet are pressing down and out, and that should help your sitting bones draw a little bit more up towards the sky, creating some space in your sacrum. Breathing here. And with an inhale, press into your hands, halfway lift, and bend into your front knee, and just take a quarter turn to the front edge of your mat. So you'll be in a low lunge. Plant your palms, step right foot to meet left plank, and find a vinyasa or just meet straight and downward facing dog. This time with the inhale, sweep your left leg up and back, bend your knee, open your hip. So left knee drawing towards the sky. Trying to keep your shoulders as square as you can. Weight evenly pressed into each palm. And then with an inhale, neutralize your hips, lengthen your left leg up and back. And exhale, draw left knee in to your nose, step your foot between your hands, spin your right heel down, and inhale, warrior two. So arms are drawing straight out from your shoulders. Shoulders roll down your back, away from your ears. Pressing your feet down and out, and then at the same time, almost like you're energetically drawing your thighs together. So it's a really active pose if you want it to be. It's really up to you how hard you work, which is so interesting. Breathing here. And inhale, start to send your weight forward. And exhale, left arm up and back, reverse your warrior. Right hand lands soft on your leg or find a bind, wrapping right arm around your body. Breathing here, lengthening through your left fingertips. One more inhale. And exhale, back to warrior two. Reach your left arm forward. This time planting left forearm on left thigh. Right arm reaches straight up, or drawing right bicep along right ear. Spinning your palm down towards the earth. Breathing here. And using your right hand and your core, bring yourself up to warrior two. Straighten through your front leg. Hips go back as your left arm reaches forward. And then once you've reached as far as you can, just let your left hand release down towards the earth. And maybe it's on a block, maybe it's on the floor, maybe it's on your shin. Whatever it's in, it's pressing so you can spin your heart open to the left, to the right, sorry. And your right arm will reach straight up to the sky. And with an inhale, let it draw you back up to standing. Turning your left toes now to face the wide edge of your mat so your feet are parallel. Find an inhale here, reach your arms up, and then lead with your heart flat back. Find a forward fold. We'll stay in forward fold just for a minute. As you inhale, halfway lift. This time we'll find Skandasana. So as you exhale, bend your left knee. You can leave your right foot planted or spinning onto the heel, send your toes up. And then inhale, bring yourself back to center. Exhale over to the right. Again, leaving your left foot planted or spinning up so your toes reach towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. And then just flowing with your breath. So inhale to center and exhale, bending into the knee. Or maybe you stay on one side, breathing and exploring a little bit more. Just a few more breaths here. And taking your time, no rush. Whenever you feel ready and you find yourself with your right knee bent, just turn to face the front edge of your mat. So you're in a low lunge. And then step right foot to meet left, plank pose. Vinyasa or not, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, just finding a wide leg child's pose for a few breaths, resting here. And slowly walking yourself forward onto your belly. And we're going to find kind of like a thread the needle, but on our bellies. So if it feels awkward, you're probably doing it right. And we'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter which arm you start with, but I'm going to thread my right arm under my left, and then my left arm on top. So it's almost like if you were giving yourself a hug, but your arms are going to lay flat, palms facing up. And then kind of wiggle your hands wide, and then just let your head release. And your forehead may touch the earth, it may not. It might feel a little awkward with your chin pressed against your bicep. But just breathing here, noticing the sensations. Noticing if your jaw is clenched. And slowly pick yourself up and switch the thread. So whatever one you had on top, just place it on the bottom. Let your arms lay long, palms facing up. And then release your head, release your forehead. Sink in to the sensations. And slowly pick yourself up. This time planting your palms and pressing yourself back up to a wide leg child's pose. And anything that you need to do to maybe loosen your arms. That pose is definitely like a love-hate pose for me. So sorry if it was torturous. Once you've wiggled out your arms, start to walk yourself up, just coming into a comfortable, or sorry, not a comfortable seat, but your feet long, legs long in front of you, toes pointed up, maybe rocking from side to side, moving the flesh from under your sitting bones. And with an inhale, bring your arms up high, reach up, and then exhale, hinging from your hips and with a flat back, find a forward fold. So it's the same mechanics as if we were standing. So as you inhale, lead with your heart, pull your chest forward, and exhale, maybe just a little bit more of a deepening. Finding a few breaths with this active flat back forward fold. And then if you'd like, you can make it a little more passive and just round your spine, let your head hang heavy, breathing here. And mindfully roll yourself back up, back to a seat. We're going to find double pigeon, which is also called fire log pose. If you have or know that you need props to kind of support your knees, go ahead and grab those. And again, we'll do both sides on this, so it doesn't matter which leg you start with, but I'm going to start with my left leg laying on the earth, and then right ankle will come on top of left knee, and your right knee over your left ankle. So your feet are, or your thighs are, not your thighs, your shins are laying parallel. And a good place for a prop here is under your right knee, if it doesn't land all the way on your left ankle. And we'll be here for about a minute at least, so make yourself comfortable as you can. If you'd like to fold forward, first find an inhale, lengthen your spine, and then maybe walking your hands forward and folding any amount that feels good and somewhat sustainable. And just continue to breathe. And I recently heard Joy T. Ma, who is part of the Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers, and I heard her say, she was talking about all of the craziness going on and all of the things that we are collectively being drawn into. And she just said that we have to learn how to sit in the moment in order to know how to stand up in it. So we must learn how to sit in the moment in order to know how to stand up in it. And just what a gift a yoga practice is to be able to have a micro environment with which to practice that. And this pose is a really great example, right? Just being in this pose with the sensations, not labeling them as good or bad, not trying to check out with your mind, but just going deep and really being curious and open with what's coming up and what's arising. And so I just offer that in this moment to deepen in. Continue to follow your breath, follow the sensations, and meet them with curiosity and openness. Slowly bring yourself up if you've folded. And we'll go to the other side. So right leg on the bottom, and then bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. Left knee over right ankle. So again, your shin bones are stacked right on top of each other, and you may need to place some support under your right knee. Once you feel settled, take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. And you can stay upright, or if you'd like to fold, start to walk your hands forward and fold any amount that feels right. And just deepening your awareness into the sensations, getting interested in what's arising. And using your breath as a tool to be present. So if you haven't and you'd like to close your eyes just to help to switch your gaze to your internal landscape. And slowly walk yourself up. Uncross your legs. If you like to reach your legs out long in front, maybe give them a little shake or even a little pound with your fists on the sides of your hips too, if that feels good. And then bending your knees, soles of your feet plant on the earth. And just roll yourself down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Releasing your back onto the earth. Hug your knees into your chest. And stay here if you'd like to rock from side to side. And eventually finding stillness. And keeping your right knee hugged in, lay your left leg long on the earth. Push your hips over to the right just a little bit. And let your right knee fall across your body. And if you'd like, you can also place a prop under your right knee if it doesn't land all the way on the earth. And opening your right arm out to the side. Closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. And bringing yourself back to center, hugging your knees in. This time keeping your left knee hugged in, lay your right leg long on the earth. Scoot your hips over to the left just a little bit and then let your left knee fall to the right. Maybe placing some support under your left knee. And then open your left arm up to the side. Breathing into the twist, letting gravity slowly open your body. And then bringing yourself back to center once more. Hug your knees in. And if there's any other position you want to take before you surrender into Shavasana, feel free. Maybe a happy baby or anything else that's calling. But if you're ready, let both of your legs lay long in front of you. Your arms released by your side, palms facing up. Allow yourself to take up space. And just simply release into the earth. Allow yourself to feel supported and held. We'll be here for a few minutes in Shavasana. Start to bring your awareness back into your body, back to your breath. Taking a deep inhale to fill up your entire being. And then slowly and mindfully moving your fingers and toes. Starting to reawaken through your wrists and your ankles. Keeping your movements soft but making them bigger. Maybe rolling your head from side to side. And taking one final stretch, reaching arms up, lengthening from your fingertips to your toes. Filling up with breath. And then hugging everything in, drawing knees to chest once more. Rolling off to any side that feels comfortable. Just pausing for a moment, with your head cradled in your arms. Just truly feeling supported. And slowly keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up. Finding a comfortable seat. And I'll invite you to place one palm over your heart and your other palm on top. And a gesture of honoring yourself and your practice and your life. Sitting here in humility and reverence. Taking time to be quiet and to sit still, so that when we are asked to stand, we will know how. Let's close with one full round of breath together to honor our time. Deep inhale as you fill up. And exhale, release and soften. Slowly blink your eyes open. Taking note of your surroundings. Just notice if you feel any shifts in the inner or outer world. Thank you all so much for joining. My name is Meg, and I hope to see you all soon. Have a lovely evening and a happy holiday weekend as well. Peace.